So anytime you go to a scene where somebody's occurred a loss of life, that's just not a good situation to be in. But especially when it's a 14-year-old or a teenager, it's never something that we like to respond to. It was a little chaotic at times because there's a lot of family and friends that were there. We were still chasing a suspect down as well through the neighborhood. So we had a lot of resources, which we're very thankful for, including Columbia County that came and helped us out. Multiple ambulances because we had 3 others that were injured in the shooting. So just a little bit much going on a Sunday, which we shouldn't have been dealing with on a Sunday.
Yeah, and these, like you said, these kids were young.
Yes, ma'am.
Very young. And that's one of the things that the sheriff has been wanting to work on as well.
Right.
Is,
Yeah, I mean, Sheriff Brantley's put forth numerous activities. We have the youth councils, we have the Sheriff's Advisory, the Sheriff's Youth Academy, basketball camps, doing, events in the different neighborhoods, teaming up with the churches. So we're doing our best to reach them, but, it's not really just going to be solved with law enforcement. It's a community initiative. It has to be. It has to come from everywhere. It has to be businesses and the community, and everyone has to be involved. But it all starts in the home. It's got to come from parents. Parents have to understand that they need to know where their kids are, what they're up to online, what they're up to when they're out in the public, and also who their friends are, because we become who we hang around.
And if you can't answer this, that's okay.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
We were kind of told that I think the kids may have been throwing water on the street. Do we know if that's correct?
So I don't know, or I can't say if they were selling water at that time, because honestly I don't know. But I do know that a couple of them have sold water out there in those areas before. That's correct.
And maybe what does it look like in terms of, should your kids be doing that? Is that something that, maybe in terms of parents, for instance,
right,
do we know where they're at? What does that look like?
So look, there's things that are against the law, there's things that are illegal. You could technically not have a lemonade stand. You technically can't even allow the fire department to stand in the middle of the road and solicit money for muscular dystrophy. So, you have to use a fine balance of all the laws that are out there. You also have limited support, and it's a tough one to answer. Is it better to have people selling water than it is to sell drugs or to get into other violence? Yes. But is it still a danger to them and potentially to others? The answer is yes. So that's one of those fine lines. There's no right or wrong answer, and 50% of the community is going to think one way and 50% is going to think another. I just say that you need to know where your children are, focus on positive behavior. And then one of the biggest things is focus on education, because at the end of the day, 80% of the people who are in prison for the rest of their life don't have a high school diploma. So education is key, and it's very powerful, and that's where we need to be placing our focus on, is Boys and Girls Club, 4-H, church, whatever works. I know I had a long list of chores when I was growing up. There's nothing wrong with that. Part of the problems today is that that I didn't have to deal with would be social media and things that people are doing online. And the other thing is it's not just whether your child is doing something wrong or whether your teenager is wrong. There's a lot of evil in this world. People that go out underage can fall susceptible to that based on what's going on social media, from sex trafficking to many other things.
One of my last questions for you, in terms of juveniles and experiencing violence, things like that in our community, what have you guys seen lately? Increase, decreases, how hard?
Statistically, it's about the same as the last couple of years. Over a long period of term, it certainly has increased. We have younger people getting into gangs, which is not good. Generally, when somebody gets into a gang, it's because they're looking for love or acceptance that they're not getting somewhere else. That's not up to me to say where they're getting it from or not getting it from, but that's just one of the typical reasons they'll join a gang. Look, a gang is going to land you in 2 places, jail or in a coffin. That's all it's going to land you. There's no other alternative. Every single person is either going to end up in jail or a coffin. So, if that's your goal in life, we've got to figure out how to change those goals. Yeah, she threw us off for a second.
Yes, you know what? I think we're okay. I can't think of it right
No
now,
worries.
so it wasn't that important.
I'll just throw one last thing, if it's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Sheriff Brantley is very committed to helping our youth. Anything that we can do, we want to do. We're getting into schools. We're actually starting to teach the CHAMPS programs again this year, so we'll be in the various schools. Anything that we can do, we will do. But we do need the entire community to step up and help us with this.
And my thing, thank you. My last thing was, we don't know like the exact situation or like reason yet.